Y'all, the sun is shining. The birds are chirping. Spring is here. It's in the air, which means it's time to get sweaty. Okay, sweat is upon us. If you haven't heard of Lumi deodorant, you've come to the right place today. Lumi deodorant is not just like any of your other old ordinary deodorants. It is something that's used for your whole body. I'm talking pits, privates, and beyond. With best-selling scents like lavender sage, clean tangerine, and fresh alpine, you'll smell better than ever. Lumi was created by an OBGYN who discovered and proved in clinical testing that the vagina is not to blame for day-to-day odor below the belt. So she developed Lumi, a uniquely formulated pH-balanced deodorant. It's aluminum-free, skin-safe, and clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours. You guys, game changer. The starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes, plus free shipping. As a special offer to our listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with the code REPS at lumideodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit lumideodorant.com and use the code REPS.
I'm pretty.
Me too.
Yeah.
I came downstairs, whoopsies, today. My dad was so excited to show me that he got these, like the soundproof things that go under the doors.
Oh.
So it's more soundproof in here now. Well, at least, it's not soundproof.
You won't hear the dogs barking all the time?
Yeah,
no. Well, hey guys, welcome to Between the Reps with Brooke and Jeanna. Devin cannot join us today. She has, she's been dealing with a family emergency. So our love is going out to her.
But I have a joke to start us off.
Okay.
A dad joke I recently was told. Thought you might enjoy.
Not a big dad joke fan.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
What do you call? It's more like I like the clever dad jokes.
Okay.
What do you call 2 black birds that are stuck together?
What?
Velcro.
I don't get it.
Velcro, like a crow.
Oh,
black bird and a Velcro stuck together. Maybe that's why you don't really like dad
I know.
jokes.
Yes, because I don't get them. They're like something a 2-year-old would get. And I'm like, no, I don't get it. Cute. Where'd you get that one from?
I don't remember. On Instagram, maybe?
Yeah, probably. I mean, isn't everything from Instagram now? I was dying. I was watching Chris D'Elia's popped up, and he was talking about, how people can buy a blue check mark now.
Yes, I saw the same thing.
Yes.
But tell me about it.
No, and he's like talking about it, and he's like, so you bought a blue check mark, but your life is the same.
Yeah. So you paid for it.
Yeah.
He does it. He's like,
yeah. So now what?
So you bought a blue check mark.
Yeah. You wake up.
So funny.
You're the same.
So funny.
I mean, it's true though. Like, think about it. Like, if I bought a blue check mark, I mean, I guess, do you think it's because they want to look like they are more legit than they are, or?
Well, that's the thing. That's the problem.
Or,
it's like,
or will they make you more legit? Like, I think
it dilutes all of it.
Well, no, I agree. Yeah.
It's like, why create a system and then just absolutely ruin it? What's next? What? They're going to be like, okay, now they're going to, distinguish, the real motherfuckers and then the ones that just paid for that shit that still same life. We're going to need you to, they'll come out with like a new phone or like an app, a thing you can like plug into your phone. And then it's like one of those diabetic, like needle poker things. You put your finger on it and it'll poke your finger and it like checks your blood.
What?
How do we get more?
And they're like, blue check mark.
Well, you go to I'm saying like, now since everyone has one, it's like, well,
Right.
who really has one? Now all of a sudden it's gonna be a red check mark.
Well, I know. And it's like, I wonder how much money, I didn't even look into it. I don't know how much money it actually costs.
I don't either.
But like, what a sucker you are to pay somebody. I mean, like, think about all the money they're going to make off of that.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking of somebody that has like, say, like 900 followers with a blue check mark. Because I don't even know, is that how they do it with how many followers you get?
No, it's not followers. It's like
how legitimate you are.
Here's the thing. It's like now people can buy them. The first time I ever CrossFit actually did it. Like,
yeah, I remember.
I think I put in for it first because you could go through your account to like, get it approved.
Yeah.
And I hadn't got it, like took forever. Like they had to like, they went through a process of like checking people. And then all of a sudden I finally got it as they verify you. Like that's what it is. Like, it's like a background check. Hey, so
you are who you say you are.
If we think about it as like, it's a background check, well, then it's kind of scary that they just made it so easy for anybody to not have a real background check. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what if they did that with, well, I mean, I guess it's kind of like that with the court system. If you have like bail, get out on bail. I'm trying to make a correlation to like, how it's not cool if you can't like really tell people apart. Like, what if I immediately went to like dangerous in my mind.
Right. danger.
Well, it's because I said background check. Like I had to have when I got my concealed carry permit, you have to go through it's like a full-blown background check. Like you do
as you should. Yeah.
Well, of course, like you do the course and then they submit all your shit. Like you still may not get one. Like if you do the course, they send it in. You're not guaranteed a pass to get a permit. It has to then go up to like a much higher, court in the state. And then they do a extensive background check.
Well,
and then they send you. And if you don't ever get one, then you can like go in and probably call in and then find out like, do I need to do the class again? Or is there something reasons why I can't get one? I mean, I don't know anybody who that's happened to.
Yeah. I wonder
I also only know like, family and close friends that have theirs. And so,
yeah, I thought the background check was like whether or not you had like a criminal record or something.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I didn't, does it have to do with the course?
You have to do the course.
You're like, regardless. You're a shitty shooter. Oh. You're really bad at it. You don't get it. No, we don't want you out there with a gun.
No, but the class, you don't even shoot. So if you're someone
like a safety,
like extensive, like very long, I did it. Me, Lacey, and Lakin, my nephew, we did it together. It's all book work. It's classwork. You're in the classroom. I mean, going through all kinds of stuff, and then you also, there's a lot of nuances, and it's important for people to know what those are. So we went through all the things, and then also you go through stuff for other states, and then you go through just the process of like, if you were going, like, where could you, where does your permit work? And it depends on the state. Right. Some states, certain states they have, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's where they will recognize other certain states. They will recognize your permit in their state.
Right. So you don't have to apply for
anything.
One there.
Yeah, you don't have to do anything different.
Yeah.
And then other places won't.
Right.
Like California has it. I'm pretty sure if I remember it correctly, almost nobody holds up out there, but California, their permit, they want it. They have I can't remember what it's called, but theirs holds up in other places, but they don't return the favor. Yeah.
It's like dual citizenship.
Yeah. They're like, we want to use ours anywhere else, but y'all can't come here.
Yeah.
But I don't know the ins and outs. I don't even know why I'm going to tell you this because I don't have enough information.
Well, we're a plethora of information here.
But something changed in a statute in California, in a good way. It has to do with that whole process.
Oh, okay.
Not like the Second Amendment, because everyone's constantly fighting over that. But something that makes it a little bit more easier for people that live in California to be able to, I guess, evolve their interests in the world of shooting.
Oh, okay.
I guess that could be like, just because there's just so many loopholes. There's I mean, not loopholes. There's so many ropes you have to jump over.
Right.
Yeah. Which is like, I mean, it's annoying. And also when they do that, the state makes a lot of money. So, everyone needs money right now.
I need money.
Me too.
Oh my God. I know, it was so funny. The kids were over last night and I was talking about my finances, and Jordan's like, my oldest son's like punching everything into his, and he's like, wait, so mom, after all your bills, he's like, you're poor.
Yeah. You're like, I know.
And then he looks at me and he goes, why did you pay for dinner tonight?
You're like, because
I like to. No, I went over and so I had a grandbaby.
Dude, I was telling mom and dad last night, and they're like, and I was like, I know. And I said, you know what the funniest part is, Dad? I'm like, you remember when Jeanna was like talking about like all of her kids were wanting to have kids, right? And Jeanna was like, I'm not your babysitter.
Yeah, I know.
I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing this shit. And I go, Mom, Jeanna Marie calls me and she's telling me about this baby and is like, I feel like it's mine, but I don't get to see it. And I just want to be there all the time. And I just want to I'm going to annoy the fuck out of Morgan because I'm just going to want to be there with the baby all the time. And I was like, I'm dying. I was like, Mom.
No, it is insane.
It's exactly what we thought would happen, but she did not think it would happen.
I knew, you're going to love your grandbaby. I just didn't expect that feeling. I was describing it to you as like, because when you have your own baby, it's like this crazy instant love, it's like this, you already have like this intense bond with this child, and you're so protective and all these things. And so, but I didn't expect to have that same feeling over somebody else's baby. But
it's probably because it's your baby.
It's an extension of you. And it's a really weird thing. And I just remember seeing her and I was like, oh my God. And now I feel like I'm going to be like a psycho stalker. I want to since they've been home, they got home. I went up and saw her at the hospital on Tuesday. And then they've been home since Wednesday. And so, I was calling them on Wednesday, and then I'm calling them on Thursday.
Can I come over? Do you need any help? Can I bring you some food?
I did do.
Do you need me to do your laundry?
I'm trying to figure out any way to get over there. And I know they have lots of people that are, wanting to see her and stuff. So I'm trying to give them their space, but then still check in, and they weren't really answering me at first. I was like, so, just let me know when you're ready, I don't want to overstep my bounds. I want to give you guys your space. And then I'm the psycho that's texting me, okay, I'm not trying to overstep my bounds. It's the same shit over and over again. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so annoying. And then I went over there last night with the other kids because they hadn't seen her yet. And they're all holding her. And I'm kind of waiting my turn. And then I get her, I just hogged her.
Oh yeah, 100%. You deserve that shit though.
Yeah, I fucking hogged her.
What did people say? People say having children, being a grandparent is the reward. It's it's the reward to birthing children. It is. And it's everyone it's is a grandparent says that. They're and it's the best thing ever. You just fill them up with sugar and give them all, all this fun.
Yeah, you get to be
and you're
fun.
Bye.
Yeah, you don't have to do all the hard stuff. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And then Casey, my son-in-law, was laughing at me. He's like, whoa, you're really into this baby. And I was like, well, yeah. I just didn't think you were going to be so into it. And I was like, really? What are you, I'm a monster or something? I don't know.
You show up and you're like, yeah, she's cute.
Yeah, whatever. She is really cute.
I have a very tight schedule, so I can't help you all the time.
I know all of a sudden I'm just I'm available anytime.
It's I'm available. I'm available.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm available.
Yeah, no, she's just too cute. But yeah, she was a big baby. They took her for her first appointment yesterday. And, babies are supposed to lose weight. Mm-hmm. They lose a little bit before they leave the hospital. She'd barely lost any. She's just been eating and eating and eating.
Oh,
and
that's good.
Morgan went in and I didn't realize this because, it's been 22 years since I've had a baby. Has
it been that long?
Yeah, it sure has. And, so much has changed. And now at her appointment, they checked, they did some tests, like they had her feed the baby to see how much, she was producing.
Oh yeah, to see if
and usually like the first 2 weeks is like the colostrum or whatever, which is like a different substance, and then your milk really comes in. They told Morgan she was a super milker.
Dude, that's Lindsay.
Yeah.
Lindsay's a super milker.
Yeah.
And she's not only just like a super milker, it's like cream.
Yeah, no.
You could sell Lindsay's breast milk.
Yes.
Like fattening up babies that like they need to gain weight.
Well, that's what they told her. They were like, because they had her feed her, and then they hook them up to
like a pump.
A pump. Thank you. My brain's not working. They do like the pump to see how much. And she had like pumped like within a really short period, like 4 ounces. I remember getting on mine and just wah, wah, wah. And you watch your nipple and you just think it's just going to snap right off. I mean, it just goes to that point. Like when you get your blood pressure done and it gets tight to that point where you're like, oh no. And then it lets go.
Yeah.
Kind of like the same thing where it's like, it goes, and you're like, no. And then it goes, and
you're like, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. Oh God. Y'all, the sun is shining. The birds are chirping. Spring is here. It's in the air, which means it's time to get sweaty. Okay? Sweat is upon us. If you haven't heard of Lumi deodorant, you've come to the right place today. Lumi deodorant is not just like any of your other old ordinary deodorants. It is something that's used for your whole body. I'm talking pits, privates, and beyond. With best-selling scents like lavender sage, clean tangerine, and fresh alpine, you'll smell better than ever. Also, they launch new scents, like I got the one that is toasted coconut. And I tell you what, it holds its scent all day long. And when I've used it, I definitely keep checking my armpits, smelling them, seeing if it's gone bad. It doesn't do that, which is a win. Lumi was created by an OBGYN who discovered and proved in clinical testing that the vagina is not to blame for day-to-day odor below the belt. So she developed Lumi, a uniquely formulated pH-balanced deodorant. It's aluminum-free, skin-safe, and clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours. You guys, game changer. Take advantage of this offer that they have for our listeners. New customers get $5 off Lumi's starter pack with the code REPS at lumideodorant.com. The starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like a mini body wash and deodorant wipes, plus free shipping. As a special offer to our listeners, new customers get $5 off a Lumi starter pack with the code REPS at lumideodorant.com. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack when you visit lumideodorant.com and use the code REPS. Is Morgan's got some big old boobs right now?
Dude, they're huge. They're huge.
She already had big boobs.
Oh my gosh, she already had big boobs, and then she just kept laughing about it. She's like, "Oh my God," because like she's very cool.
She's so funny.
Feed the baby, and I kind of like, was being a stalker, and I'm like around the corner.
How's it going? Is she latching? She doesn't. I know a couple tricks if like she doesn't really want to eat. I've done it a few times.
But no, she was funny. She was like, "Oh yeah, come in here." And so I was dying because it's like her boob just dwarfs the baby's head. The baby's head looks like a nipple on her boob. It's insane. So
like she's got to like be careful. Like maybe don't ever let the baby be under the boob because she might.
She might crush it. Yeah. I know. No, and Joey's just so cute with her. He's just so in love, and he's been wanting a baby for so long. So, but yeah, she was a champ, man. I think she pushed the baby out in like 20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, she killed it. So yeah, she's just made for it. I was like, you make strong, healthy babies. So anyway, she's a cutie bug. It's just weird. Grandma. I was laughing too, and I hope I don't offend anybody out there. But I think like the worst grandma name, well, besides Elder Jine, is and that's the worst part is all the kids kept calling me Elder last night. And I'm like, they're gonna keep doing it. And then this baby is gonna really call me Elder.
Call me Elder.
Elder. I was like, oh my God, no. But no, I just totally lost my train of thought. What was I just
something
saying?
About the worst grandma name.
Oh, Glamma.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yeah, I know people that are like they want to be thought of as like a glamorous grandma. So
that is
a glamma.
Also, hey,
I just imagine their clothing has a bunch of rhinestones all over it.
If anyone listening was like, I love that name, or maybe that's what your grandkids call you.
It's just an opinion.
Yeah. It's just our opinion, man. That's a terrible name.
Glamma.
Glamma.
Yeah. And so if you're wrong.
No, you're right. Just, I wouldn't call me that. I'm not even a mom. So I just, I have no room to talk.
It's just straight to a grandma name.
I get pregnant. I'm like, call me Glamma.
Stupid.
Dude.
Yeah. So anyways, that's my big news.
I was thinking about starting well, this isn't something I'm really going to do. I should probably preface that. But you guys know how my brain works. I was just thinking.
Just thinking out loud.
I was just thinking. So I was thinking about, me and Mitch I was brainstorming with Mitch while we were in Austin shooting pictures and stuff. And I was like, dude, I'm like, we should collaborate. I'm like, start like a page, like an OnlyFans. But all the photos are like really bad pictures of me. Like, how your man will like always be, somebody like always take it. Like Daniel takes terrible photos of us, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But he like thinks he's taking it. He thinks it's a good photo because it's like maybe he loves everything about us so much that like the uglier you are, he doesn't even see it.
Yeah. It's like the double chins are fine.
Yeah. The overhead lighting and the wrinkles. And he's like, I love him. I love her so much. But, kind of like pictures where maybe they took the picture on 2, but I was ready for 3.
Right.
Doing things around the house. Like we've talked about.
Yeah.
Like nothing, like maybe like in the tub, like shaving my legs on the side of the tub.
So like, would you let people know ahead of time that it's going to be that, or are they just going to have a bunch of really disappointed? So like maybe you'll have a ton of money like the first month.
Yeah.
And then nothing the second.
Yeah. No, actually, no. What will happen?
and then they'll cancel.
All the money will come in from women who find it fucking hilarious. Because they live that life every day.
Yeah, they're like, we want to see Brooke on the toilet.
Yeah, I want to see a picture of Brooke when she's like taking a bite of a sloppy Joe and it's everywhere. It's gonna be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really get.
I feel like there's just we were saying we need to make money. I feel like there's a lot of money to be made when like being funny.
Yeah, because other people are making it.
Yeah, they are clearly.
Yeah. Other people are.
I feel like there's a lot of money out there to be made.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
It is difficult to find. More difficult to convince somebody to pay me it.
Yeah, I was watching a documentary, and I can't remember what the name of it was, but it was kind of about porn.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I thought it was really funny that after. Or no, it was I think it was Pornhub.
I have seen that on Netflix. I haven't watched it, but I've seen like the name or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's pretty shitty. Like there were people that had, they were kind of like running it like a Facebook or whatever, like in the beginning where it was like, well, this is just the platform. We can't really, be liable for anything that's put up because private people put them up. But so they went into this whole lawsuit and everything. And obviously, supposedly it's changing, which it absolutely should, because there were like young girls who would like, someone would take video of them, basically being raped and then put it up on this.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I've heard there's like,
or underage girls really having sex and stuff. And then they would like let them know and they would be like, they wouldn't take it down. because it was getting views. It's really sick, actually. But there was this one that was talking about like actual sex workers, how this made it so hard on them because they used to be able to be more of like an independent contractor, and now they have to do all this other stuff. So this one girl, I think it was an OnlyFans or maybe a different kind of porn site or something. And this part I thought was funny. There were men that would like video chat her or whatever and ask her to rate their dick.
That's funny.
Yeah. So she makes tons of money just rating dicks.
5.
Yeah.
That's the kind of job we could do. You just sit back and you're like, all right, guys, like do like a Twitch, like live stream, right?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Kenny from South Dakota. Before I show you it, I'll give you some of his numbers.
Background.
He's this old, he's this tall. And here it is. Oh, okay. More of a grower, not a shower. And so messed up though.
Oh, I know.
Like but what's even more, it's like, is it more messed up the fact that like, that's what this dude, like, that's what he wants.
Right. I think it's messed up that's just a thing.
It is disgusting.
Like, it's just, what the hell?
No, even, what's so funny is like, I have to really, let me start over. The way I'm going to say this is going to make it sound like I think about this all the time. I do not. Okay. I do not.
You're like, I am not losing sleep over this at night.
No, I do not think about this, but in this moment, I'm thinking about it. Any sort of like fetish, even if it's like not a big deal, or like, oh, you have a foot fetish.
Right.
Okay. Even though like I have to like think to myself like, oh, I mean, it's not okay, whatever. But at the same time, the feeling that I get when I think of it being like, it's like a fetish is like gross.
I know. I do know. It's fun. It's hard because
and then I think to myself,
you have to respect that everybody has their own thing, right?
Well, I 100% actually don't have to respect any of that. I can respect the individuality, and I don't have to care what you do, and you don't have to care what I do.
No, for sure.
But I definitely don't like foot fetish, right? Like I know I'm like, well, that's not gross. I mean, it's weird, but some people make it really weird. But like some people people like feet, and it's kind of a fetish. But people could take a fetish to like a very, very far distant place.
Well, I think a lot of things have been taken to a very far distant place. That's the problem.
Literally everything.
Yeah.
Literally everything. Hey guys, reel it in.
Yeah.
Get a grip.
Yeah. No.
But the fact that like just the word fetish for some reason like that makes me feel like, ooh. And I'm like, wait, what? I don't even know what kind it is yet. Why are you stressing out? Well, what kind is it? I have a fetish. You're like, oh, wait, what? Okay, sorry. Which kind? What kind are we talking about here? I'm going to give you a chance. Like you hear the word fetish, like when we bring stuff up on the podcast, we're like, all right, guys, like don't pull back. We say something and it's like, I know it could be controversial, but no, don't pull back.
Right.
Hear the word fetish and I'm like, ah.
Yeah, no, I know. I mean, there's like a certain judgment that comes with it, right?
And it's like, and it's unintentional. It's like my body's like, that doesn't sound good.
Well, I think too, it's just such a different world. Like kids are, I worry a little bit about, I mean, like if you want to watch porn or whatever, like that's whatever. I mean, like if you're having to watch really violent, you have
a problem,
illegal things, you have a problem. You need to get help.
Also you can always, I mean, we're not going to, because I don't know much about it and I'm not really a porn watcher. So
I'm not really either.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
There is the whole, psychological aspect that you really could be doing more harm than good to yourself, especially if there's all the studies about like what it can do to your relationships if you're doing it too much, because it is so not real.
It's 100%.
Because then there's the whole concept there too, where it's like people watch that and like then in a real relationship with somebody, there's probably a lot of like fumbling and like not good and like no connection. Mm-hmm. And that's the best part about being like romantic or sexual with somebody is the connection. At least
for you it is.
For me.
Yeah. For me, it is too. I think that,
I mean, and within that, you know, there can be times where you're more connected than others, but still altogether, if you're just trying to play out something you saw on your computer, probably not the best practice.
yeah. Well, and like you said, it's not always the most real. And I think especially like young people, and you know, back in the day, you would have said like more like boys, but definitely boys and girls.
Oh yeah, dude.
But I think what happens too is that a lot of like young girls, if they're like watching this stuff, it's like they're not as focused on their own pleasure as they are pleasuring somebody else.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, you know, and I'm only speaking of a hetero relationship because that's all I know. But I would assume that you're, you know, watching that and you're like, oh, like, you know, I need to squirt, or I need to, you know, like, you know, like, I don't know. But you know what I mean? It's like, there's like this idea that like, oh, when girls, you know, are orgasming, like they're squirting. Like, why am I not squirting? Or like
immediately I Google like, what is squirting?
Well, supposedly it's like partially pee.
No, it is.
So yeah,
I've read about it. Yeah. Hey, read about it.
Yeah.
Hey, learn about it.
Partially peeing on someone. But no, yeah, it's
there's a lot of things wrapped in sexuality that is taboo, mostly for, I think, like through conversation about certain topics for more on the women's side. Mm-hmm. And that's I think that there's a time, there's a place, like, you know, I really do believe that any of that type of stuff really should be held out until someone is way more of age, as far as like details or like things that are important. You know, you can always have the conversation about like, you know, safety and things like that. But more times than not, because there's such a lack of conversation, and maybe it's because not every household, lots of people have more of an open conversation with their family or whatever than others do. So people are different. So some people listening are probably like, oh, my family, we always talk about everything.
Yeah, there's tons that don't. So they need to learn somewhere else.
And so what's sad, or like, safe. I mean, I think it's kind of sad because even for myself, it took more time for me to even realize that I was worth experiencing something for myself, mm-hmm. versus having it feel more like it isn't, like it can be mutual, but if it's still somewhat, even subconsciously, kind of like wrapped around more by doing something for your partner.
Right.
And I don't even think, like,
without
for me,
taking yourself into account.
Well, and for me, I would think that like how, you know, I could speak from personal experience, I guess. It feels more like, or it can feel more like, that's not even, your intention isn't to have it only be one-sided, but it's almost like it's like, you don't know that it should, like, that it's not two-sided.
Right.
Because you only know what you know. And if you're someone who's young and you're spending time learning and watching stuff that is not real, it's going to make it even harder for you to get to a place.
Yeah, you just have very really healthy expectations. Yeah.
A really healthy relationship with your partner.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's, you know, two
reciprocal.
Winners. Yeah, two winners.
Two winners.
Two winners.
Hey, you want to be two winners?
Hey, so I don't have anything going later. You want to win? I need two winners.
It's hard because it's like, I feel like so many things have swung and I feel like this is what happens all the time, is that you start to kind of like go towards like a really, based off of like a really good idea. Right. And then you're like, oh, you know what? We're going to kind of go this direction and we're going to educate and we're going to do this. But then there's always a point where it just goes too far.
Always.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, we want people to feel open about their sexuality. We want you know, like how they feel about sex. I'm not talking about gender, all that.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
We're not going down that road.
We're not doing that.
But I'm just talking about like, you know, being more open about talking about sex and women being able to talk about sex and, you know, all this kind of stuff, and protecting themselves and, you know, being kind of allies for themselves and others and all that kind of stuff. But then it just kind of like, you know, with the whole sexual revolution, it's like now so many young kids are just being inundated with sex.
Well, it's
And
been like that. I think over the years, you've noticed things being slipped into different, like what is now acceptable for like what's PG and G and PG-13. You know, it's like they don't beat around the bush. You know, they put it out there. And I don't know. It's just I don't think that well, I guess you could maybe even say, or a theory would be that because as a result of that, right? Mm-hmm. You become numb to, I think, a lot of the things that can be really important or centered or connecting, you know, all the really like really powerful things that can happen in, you know, a sexual interaction with like a partner or someone that you really love or whatever. And I'm not saying like you can't have any, you know, have fun or whatever else shit you do, but teach their own, right? But I think that because we're all so numb to the fact that it's just like, oh yeah, it's just, you know, sex, whatever, yada, yada, yada. People are missing the opportunity, like some of these like real opportunities that you have, like to connect with a person, or like, and it be like so much, making it important or meaningful. So it's taking something that's like this act and really, I think because of society, it's almost cool to have it not be meaningful. And it's not that it's cool, but I feel like,
well, I think that a lot of people feel like, well, I'm empowered.
Exactly.
So
no, I was going to say that.
And it's like, that's not necessarily empowerment. No,
exactly. But I think that's the, like you said, you know, how sometimes like it just goes too far.
Yeah.
Where now it's like, it's going to a place where it's like, let's say, speaking for as a woman, anyone says anything, I mean, I'm insinuating, okay? This is not like an actual situation. I feel like I have to like constantly be like, all right, guys, hang on.
Yeah.
This is just that I'm trying to
read into this.
Trying to help you understand what I'm trying to say. It be like, let's just talk like independence for women, right? Like being independent. Mm-hmm. If we were to kind of take that concept and how far we as women take that to prove a point, I think, you know, I like being independent. I'm saying like, as far as like just the concept of independence being taken so far in one direction where it's almost now like you have to like stand your ground, like pride, so where it can pull some of those things. You would even think about certain things even less. You would just do whatever it is that you wanted because, you know, I do what I want. And then you really miss the opportunity to have something meaningful, like be more meaningful. But it's not that you don't want it to be. It almost seems like it would be more like if I were to approach you and be like, well, don't you think like you should want to have this sort of thing or this, where the response could be very much like you don't tell me what to do.
Right.
Or you don't think I do that? Yeah. A little bit more like, antagonistic. Antagonistic. Hey, an antagonist. And
so it's interesting that you're bringing that up because I was just watching this show. Sorry, did you want to finish that?
I don't know. No, okay. I actually was just like,
I just started watching this show on Amazon Prime. It's called The Power.
Oh my gosh, I started it too.
Yeah, so it's so interesting because
it is kind of weird.
and I'm interested to see like kind of what happens with it. Because basically the idea is that over time, like, so it starts out where all of these like young girls are all of a sudden having like the power of electricity.
Yeah, like through their fingers.
Through their shocking. Yeah. And they all have kind of like different levels of it. And like all these kind of things are happening because like if they're emotional or whatever, you know, like fires are starting and planes are crashing, and, you know, like there's all this kind of stuff going on. And then they find that there is an organ. So like in electric eels, they have this organ that creates, so they're kind of thinking in terms of like evolution, because women have been historically treated shitty for a very long time. and like second class citizens, that it was like a protection that like where it like,
you developed it because
you
they
developed
needed
it to, yeah, for protection. And so it's interesting because it's only like 4 episodes in. It's going to be interesting to see how, women start abusing that power.
They already were.
Right.
And I was thinking about the same thing, you know, like
we're just all human. It's very easy to say like two wrongs don't make a right. Right. So it's like, yeah, all these things have happened and they're not right. But then are we going to turn around and overcompensate, you know, to make men second class citizens?
Yep.
To get them back, or are we going to do the right thing and just try to be equals?
Yeah. I think that just like in almost any situation, you're going to have, you know, too far one way, too far the other way, and then right in the middle.
Yeah. There's bad people.
Yep. You're going to have the girls that like all they want, like you already saw it in some of the episodes, like they're power hungry. You know, like you have like these women like trying to help them, like put them, like, give them a safe place to live. You know, trying to help them not use the power, because a lot of them were like causing problems and people died and got really hurt because when they're angry and emotional or something,
they don't know how to control it,
especially when they first were having this like reaction. Then you had some of the girls that's like this is the one girl, you know, said like she wanted to get rid of it as soon as she could because her baby was taken away from her. And then the other girls were saying like, why would you want to get rid of it? Like we can blow shit up. Right. Like this, like power hungry. And like, that's where, but then you have the people, like the girls that like are a little bit more level headed that are like, obviously like stand your ground and like protect ourselves. Cause this is very new, but also like, we're not here to kill them. We're here to help them understand. And that was in the last episode with the mom in the firing squad in Saudi Arabia, where her son was up there and she stood up and she was like, what are you doing?
Right.
You know, and even you saw it in his eyes.
We just want to walk through.
What am I doing? But then you had, as they're walking through, you had some of the people in their big, huge, you know, group of women kind of like marching to the hospital that were like just reveling in making them feel pain.
And hurting. Yeah. So, you know. Yeah. It'll just be interesting to see.
Yeah. You know, we'll see what happens. It happens on the next episode.
They're like, well, great. Now you just like ruin the whole thing so we don't have to watch it. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But no, it's kind of cool. And I love Toni Collette.
Yeah.
I always really liked her. So yeah, on that, do you want to answer a question and then we'll get going?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Because it's the weekend. You guys receive this after Easter, but I got to go to my grandma's house. We've got, I was flying back from Austin. I came home a day early because it got super rained out there. And as I was coming home, I realized like, oh shit, I wasn't going to be here. I was flying home originally on Saturday. So I wasn't going to have to go to this like big family, extended family Easter thing. I was just doing ours on Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, do you guys have that today?
Yep. And my mom let me know that there's been 140 people invited.
Oh my God.
Like it's because my grandma's doing it. And like my grandma's getting older.
Yeah.
Well, so it's like
the whole family.
And I was like, oh shit, that sounds like a lot of conversations I don't want to have.
Oh, that's going to be a lot of conversations.
Because like that's already like my immediate extended family. It's like just like my dad's siblings, right? Their kids.
Yeah.
I swear every time we all get together, there's new babies. Like we got I've got new relatives. I don't even, and some of the, you know, older ones that I still don't even know their names.
Maybe you guys should do name tags or something.
We're going to have to.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And you know, there's going to be, especially if like the extended family are coming and I don't ever see anybody. And, you know, I do some cool stuff, I guess, sometimes. And they're going to want to be like, how's it going? You know, like I tell you, like if someone texts me and I get the question, like, how are you? I'm like, kill me.
Oh no. How much do I need to say? Just write back good.
My phone's about to die, but I'm doing really good.
Yeah. Good. Good. Okay. So this is I'm just going to say the first name. This is, Taylor wrote in and she says, hey ladies, I'm a longtime listener and follower of Brooke. I look forward to whatever Doesn't follow me. I'm just kidding. I look forward to a new episode of BTR every week. I live in Tampa, Florida, which is ranked one of the top cities for bad drivers every year. Listening to your podcast has me laughing out loud instead of yelling at the other drivers like they can hear me. LOL.
Dude, I still do that. And then I get after myself because I feel bad. Like,
right,
come on, Brooke.
Yeah.
You pass me as like a little old man. You're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. You don't know it, but I called you a fucking asshole.
I know. And you probably just can't see very well.
And I take it back immediately. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Please continue broadcasting your authentic girl talk. It's so refreshing to listen to a group of women talk honestly and openly about personal struggles, hilarious mishaps, and relationships, aka relationships, without judgment. Love that. It's obvious you all love and respect each other, and we need more of that. So thank you for putting that out in the world. We appreciate that. I wanted to write in because I decided to try the sleep gummies Brooke mentioned that have been working well for her. I've only been taking them for about a week, but they are working better for me than anything else I've ever tried. I'm a new mom with an 11-month-old daughter. Ooh, yeah, you know how that is. So I've been sleep deprived for almost a year now. I used to be a pretty deep sleeper, but that changed when my daughter was born. I'm such a light sleeper now and wake up at any little noise coming from the baby monitor. The worst part was that I would struggle to fall back to sleep after waking because my mind would start racing. Yeah, you understand that one. These gummies do a great job of calming my anxiety, allowing me to fall asleep easily and go back to sleep after waking during the night. Brooke, thank you so much for talking about these gummies. They are a game changer for me. Thanks for all the laughs and keeping it real. Thank you, Taylor.
You're welcome, Taylor.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
Maybe,
announce what they are again?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're from the company Enjoy, ENJOY. I think it's Enjoy Hemp, pretty sure. Mm-hmm. And these are them. Can you see that? Kind of. Yeah. So the company is Enjoy Hemp. And these ones are the sleep. They have 1,000 milligrams, and this is in the whole bottle. So it's not per gummy. There's 10, let's see, how many? 20 gummies in a bottle. Not nearly enough, but I buy them because they work. 1,000 milligrams of live resin, Delta 8 THC. I'm not going to try and describe to you what that is, but I will just explain that Delta 8 and Delta 9, I don't know if they've been able to extract that from THC. So it is THC, but it's like a different version in a weird way where like, it's like, I can order these and they'll ship to Utah.
Oh, okay.
We have a dispensary here, but like, it's not something, if I was trying to order like flower, like actual, just like THC, that would never come here. Mm-hmm. But the Delta 8 is sold in a lot of smoke shops. So anywhere you live, if you have a smoke shop, they actually they might have things like Delta 8 gummies or Delta 9 gummies. But what I like about it is it's got Delta 8 and CBN. So CBN is a cannabinoid. It's not, it doesn't have psycho effects or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's known as the sleep cannabinoid. So I don't know how long ago, but they were able to separate that from everything else and found out that it's like knocks you out, like really good for sleep. So
do you feel groggy at all in the morning or anything like that?
If I take it too late, mm-hmm. like I now, like I'll take them depending on what I'm doing at like 8.
Yeah. And
then I'm like, in bed 9:30.
Yeah. So you're not taking them at like midnight and then trying to get up.
And I have when I've like, it's been really late night, but I need to relax. Like I need to like wind down and mm-hmm. calm down. I will. And then that's when I do feel a bit groggy if I get up really early in the morning. So if I take it too late, but if I take it at like 8, even like 9 p.m. and I get up at like 7:30, feel fine. Good. Yep. And then I accidentally ordered this kind. I thought it was the same and it had 30 gummies and it was more money. And I was like, oh yeah. And so I ordered a bunch of those, realized it doesn't have Delta 8 in it. So I like the Delta 8 because like Taylor, that was her name, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like she said, I'm very similar. Like I have so much anxiety that builds up around my sleep because I anticipate that I'm already going to have a hard time falling asleep, like relaxing and getting tired. The only time is like if I'm doing, especially since I don't train as high volume and as much anymore.
Right.
Like, unless I'm doing something,
You're not as worn
for
out.
me, if I don't really like do some physical stuff, like I just cannot relax. Even if I'm tired mentally, like even if like I feel tired, but like it's like my nervous system is wide awake, especially at nighttime. Like I get more energy at night. So I didn't really like this one as much, but I gave them to my mom because my parents too, like they don't sleep super great. And they, you know, they do the whole, a bunch, you know, melatonin, which is fine for people to take, especially if you're low on it. So I know that I actually don't have a bunch of it, but I don't think that they should be taking it every single night because you become more dependent on it. And then, or they'll do like NyQuil. And I've done that. I've definitely needed sleep so bad and just like taken NyQuil or when I'm sick, but even when I'm not sick.
So bad for you.
Even when I'm not sick. So I've been trying to find stuff that worked. And my mom, she quite liked these. So these ones are 3,300 milligram in the bottle, but it's got in one gummy, it's 100 milligrams CBD and 10 milligrams of CBN. So this is like the, you know, CBD is supposed to help like, you know, calm you down or relax you a little bit. And then CBN to like help you stay asleep. Help you sleep and stay asleep. But I like these ones. And they've got all kinds of stuff on their website. Like I sometimes will get, sometimes you can add to your order if you wanted to like try like a sample where they'll give you, it comes in like a little package and it's like one gummy of like something different or something different. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, this is also not a plug for them. I don't work with them. I pay all of the money for my gummies and they're not cheap, but they work. And every time I've bought something else, it just doesn't do the same job.
Yeah.
So, and I've tried a lot of different ones. I mean, I've gone into the dispensary in Vegas. I've gone, you know, when I've traveled and like found like different like sleep gummies and something that can like help, and they never work the same. They're really good. Oh, and I should also tell you, it's more of a body high, which I think that's why I really enjoy it, because sometimes when my nervous system is heightened, I feel it in my body. It's like my body can't relax. So yeah, you just kind of melt into your bed and say la vie.
I love that feeling.
It is a good one.
Oh,
like
it's so rare for me that
am I inside the couch?
Yeah, am I touching anything? Am I floating? I'm so itchy all the time. I don't know what the hell.
I get like that.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden, as soon as I lay down, it's like my back, my arm, my ankle, my foot. Yeah, exactly. And my head. And then I'm just like, oh my God, what is wrong? Like, do I have fleas? It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I should probably try that shit.
You should.
Okay. We had an earthquake the other day.
You did?
Yeah.
Don't fall in.
I was literally sending a voice note to Courtney. And it was going as I was leaving the voice note.
You were like,
I was like, oh my God, we're having an earthquake. Oh my God. Holy shit. Like, what next? Yeah. So anyway, thanks so much, guys, for listening today. Don't forget to
rate, review, subscribe, 5-star rating, 5-star
warning. And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Yep.
Bye.